Good morning and welcome to another busy day here on the ranch. Today I'm going to try to chip away a little bit more at this manger project, but the little challenge that I'm going to face today is that I've got to work around weather. Mainly because one of the jobs that I have to do today is go get concrete to start putting in some new poles, and I don't want to be hauling that in the back of my truck when it starts raining. So apparently we're in for a little storm here at noon. It's what, 8 o'clock right now, so I should have plenty of time to run into town and get it home and under cover before any of that starts. So we've got a lot to try to get done today, and there's only one way it's going to happen. We just need to go do it. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. What do we got here? Callie either smells a gopher right now or she's just having a puppy moment. I don't believe I've ever seen a dog catch a gopher by digging after it like she's doing, but it'd sure be something neat to get on film. So I'm gonna sit here and watch her for a minute. Yeah, I don't think you know what you're doing. Okay, I'm pretty sure she is just playing. I don't think we're gonna see anything. So we got more important things to do. Let's jump in the truck, run into town, and get some bags of cement. Well, we're here, and I'm just hoping that Callie doesn't chew anything up in the back seat here while I'm inside. I think she'll probably be fine. So we'll just try to be fast and get the concrete as quick as we can. Whew. All right, let's head home. You don't need four-wheel drive every day, but man, when you need it, it sure is nice to have. So I'm thinking somewhere in this junk pile, I should be able to find enough old posts and boards to make a little rack to set that concrete on. I think these pieces are gonna work. All right, were you counting? There's supposed to be 25 here, and I think that's what it came out to. So now that we've got these under cover, they're gonna be a little bit more protected. I think that I will probably still try to put a tarp or some sort of plastic over them, just because if we do get a wind whipping in here and it's raining pretty hard, they could still get wet. But for now, I think they're okay. What I would like to do now is try to run back home and get all of my feed moved off of my trailer, because I think we still have enough time before it starts raining to get that done. So yeah, we'll put a pin in this for now and go do that. You ready to get in the pickup? Come on, let's go. When are you gonna be big enough to jump in there? So here's the next job. I've got these 3 4x4 bins, not full of rice, but they're at least halfway. I've been pulling rice out of them, trying to lighten them up a little bit to make this job a little bit easier. I've got lids on the bins. These are okay if you're just getting a shower or a little sprinkle, but they're talking about 2 to 3 inches of rain tomorrow, and I just don't think that these lids are going to be sufficient to protect the grain against that much water all at once. So we're going to pull these off and stick them in the shed over here. But in order to do that, I have to get the trailer out of here so I can get up to them with the tractor. Is that gonna work? Maybe. Let's try it. Well, it's starting to rain a little bit, so we need to hurry. The first 2 boxes are usually pretty easy to get off of this trailer. It's this final 3rd box here in the middle that often gives me fits. This is yet another reason why I want to take the fenders off of this trailer. First reason being, for hauling round bales, having a flat deck is much easier. And the second being for these bins, because if there was no fender here, I could load them on with a forklift a lot easier and take them off with the tractor a lot easier. I have all the parts that I need to convert this trailer over to a flat deck. I just, like everything else, haven't got around to doing it, but it is something that I'm hoping I can tackle this winter. The first thing that I have to do is get a chain slung underneath this thing. It's probably the hardest part of this whole process. That might take me a couple tries. All right, well now we at least don't have to worry about these things getting wet. It's one less thing on a really long list of things to worry about. So now I need to load up whatever tools and supplies I need down at the ranch to get these new posts cemented in at the little manger. So let's go, because it's not raining yet, but it looks like it could start any second. I'm gonna need the 8N down at the ranch to feed today, and I got to thinking about it. It's a lot better use of my time to just throw it up here on the trailer, since the trailer was already hooked to the pickup, and run it down like this rather than road it back and forth. So that's why it's on the trailer. I don't need it for the manger, but I do need it, so there it is. We're back over here at the ranch now, and I think before I get going on the little manger project, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the cows fed. They're gonna see me out here working, and then they're gonna be bawling until I feed them. Let's just go ahead and get that done so we can focus on what we're really here to do. Today, instead of feeding small square bales out in the field, I'm just gonna drop 2 round bales out in the corral for these cows. That is a lot more hay than what they usually get, but because we're in for such a bad storm tomorrow, I don't mind building them up a little bit today. Not to mention the fact that a few of these round bales are in my way and I need to get them out of here anyway, so this seems like a good thing to do with them. But one thing that I've learned is that if I'm gonna drop round bales out in the corral, it makes my life a lot easier if I just get all the cows out of here and lock them out, and then put the bales out in the corral so that they can't swarm me and make it nearly impossible to get the net wrap off. So first thing we got to do is chase them out of here, back out into the field, lock them out, and then we can drop the bales. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, come on. Let's go. Dropping round bales out here does waste a little bit of hay in the short term, at least. You can see that some of this hay is going to end up just getting stomped into the mud. But what is a loss now is a long-term gain, because in the springtime this will be a great spot for me to come in here and get compost to spread out in the pasture. All right, I've got everything moved in here and I think I'm pretty well ready to go. But one thing that I don't think I've mentioned yet is that I kind of screwed myself over on this project, because after bringing all the fill dirt in here, there's no clearance for me to get the tractor in. So I'm gonna have to dig all of these holes by hand, which I guess isn't the worst thing. But once I get down past the sand, I think the ground gets pretty hard. So we'll see how it goes. There's really no choice at this point. This is how it's got to be done. I hope the rain on the roof isn't too loud, but you know, I was just kind of laughing because when you dig these holes with the tractor, man, I just want to bottom that auger out and get as deep as I can. But when I dig them by hand, you know, good enough seems like it's good enough. And that's actually going to be a little bit too deep, so I think what I'll do is find a couple of rocks to throw down in the bottom of that hole, and then that should work. I'm trying to make these posts the same height as the Lakeland ring feeder so that everything kind of matches up when it's all put together. Today I did not bring the cement mixer over here, mostly because I didn't want to load it up, get a generator, have all the extension cords and everything out here. The ground is going to be wet now for the foreseeable future, hopefully. And I think that, and a couple of you guys have suggested this, but I think I'm just going to try to mix the concrete right there in the hole. I know it's not going to mix as good as it would with the mixer, but I've done it before and it usually seems to work all right. So I think because I'm kind of on a time crunch now, that's the way to go. I got the first post in here and everything's looking pretty good, except for the fact that now that this post is perfectly straight, it really highlights how crooked this one is. I thought this was straight to begin with, but now compared to this one, it's pretty obvious that it's not. I've got 4 posts in the ground now out of the 6 total that I was hoping to get done today. And adding the concrete the way that I've been doing it seems to work pretty good. These are really solid. I don't want to jerk on it too hard because it's still wet, but I can tell that this is going to work good. I think I'm going to have to call it here for today though. I'm not going to get all of these in the ground, but tomorrow's another day. It is supposed to rain, but we're working under cover, so we should be all right. Well, it's the next day, and as it turns out, this is one of those rare times that the weatherman may have underestimated how much it was going to rain. We've just been getting hammered all day, and I know that I said I wanted to try to get some work done out here today. It's not going to be as easy as I was thinking. I do still want to try to get my 2 remaining posts cemented into the ground, because that was my main goal for this weekend, so I am going to try to do that. But I'll probably call it there. The first thing that I need to worry about is feeding cows, and I'm gonna try to film this, but I don't know how good the footage is gonna come out because these camera lenses are going to get wet and blurry really fast. And it looks like I'm gonna be on my own today because my partner back here, she doesn't seem too enthused to get out of the truck. On the bright side though, I finally get to test this Ariat rain gear. Got this maze of round bales I got to get myself through to get to that ladder. Or I think I see a better path right here across the top. That's 6. The thought of repositioning cameras doesn't sound too appealing right now, so I hope this angle is good. Got 2 more posts to go here. One's going to be right there. The other one's going to be down here at the end. The conditions are not ideal, so let's just get this done as fast as possible. another one. I think I've earned my keep for today. The good news here is that my top half is completely dry. The area it rained here worked great. The bad news is down here in my bottom half, all that water has been sheeting off onto my pants and I'm pretty well soaked. So I think it's time to go home, get warm, get dry, and we're gonna call this one here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.